Hey, what's going on, guys? What's happening? YouTube, you guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Bacon app. If you guys want to take a look at the webpage that I'm looking at right now, you can go to bacon.work, or this is kind of more designed to be used as an app. If you are an Android user, you can go to the Google Play Store and download the Bacon app, or if you're an iPhone user, you can go to the iPhone Store, App Store, and go ahead and download this app. This video will be applicable to if you own a company and you're looking for workers. You'll be able to use this app to find workers kind of on demand. Or if you're just somebody who's looking for a flexible schedule, you're looking to earn some money outside of your 9 to 5. Maybe you're starting up a business and you're having to go without a paycheck, right? But you still want to bring in some money more consistently until your business gets established. This would be a great way to find some side work. I'll just kind of give you an example. So years ago, I had started a landscaping business. Now, at the time, I was running my e-commerce business full-time, so I kind of had the time and the flexibility to kind of get that landscaping business up and running without having to rely on income from it. But imagine you're starting a business from scratch, something like e-commerce you can kind of do outside of your 9 to 5 job, but something like a landscaping business, right? I need to be available from 9 to 3 or 9 to 5 because that's the hours that it's daylight, and that's the hours people expect to have their lawns cut. Well, if I'm starting a landscaping business or a lawn care business from scratch, well, it's going to take a couple weeks, and it may even take a whole season to get enough customers to be able to get that business to bring in enough money to support myself, to pay my mortgage, everything else. So maybe, when I first start that landscaping business, I only have 3 days of the week filled, but I don't just want to sit around doing nothing the rest of the week, or I need to bring in some extra money. This Bacon app will allow me to, it's essentially like an Uber for normal jobs. You'll be able to pick up shifts in the warehouse industry, being a delivery driver, working in restaurants, working in retail, all types of different things. Now, I've been seeing a lot of YouTube pre-rolls for this app, and it seemed kind of interesting. I'd actually thought about this at different times in my life before. I'd love to get like a part-time job to bring in some extra money, but, I don't really want the commitment of having to be somewhere every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock. I don't really want that commitment. Well, this is kind of perfect for that. It would let you pick up, shifts when you want to work. Like I said, just like Uber, work when you want to work, don't work when you don't want to work. Now, I wouldn't consider this entrepreneurship as far as like the term quote unquote side hustle. People are using side hustles to describe everything nowadays. Like even a part-time job, people are calling a side hustle. In my mind, and in my opinion, a side hustle is something that has the ability to scale into something larger. So, I don't really consider being an Uber driver a side hustle. I essentially consider it to be kind of like a job, basically, right? Like there's no possibility you go from being an Uber driver to owning your own limo company. It just doesn't really work like that. So I don't know that I would necessarily consider this a side hustle, but that doesn't mean it's not worthwhile, and it doesn't mean it might not be of interest to you guys. Again, maybe your roommate moves out, you need some money in the short term to kind of fill a gap and pay his share of the rent. This would be great. You're a student and you don't want to commit to a part-time job. You want to earn some money on the side. This would be great. You're trying to get a new business off the ground and you need to make a little bit more money outside of your 9 to 5 job to make that money to hire a web designer or hire some employees or buy some inventory off Alibaba, whatever it may be. This could be interesting. Now, I don't really know how this works from the employer hiring employees point of view, but I thought it's very fitting that we're covering this, right? We've been covering a lot of stories lately about worker shortages. Taco Bell has worker shortages. Caterpillar has worker shortages. Pretty much the entire hospitality, restaurant, fast food industry has worker shortages going on right now. A bunch of my clients are having a hell of a time hiring customer service employees as well as warehouse employees. Now, obviously, if you're bringing somebody in for one-off shift on one day, it's going to have to be a pretty simple job. This can't be something where it requires extensive training. This might be, packing envelopes, packing boxes, picking things in a warehouse, delivering things, something that somebody could pick up with 15, 30 minutes, maybe an hour worth of training and get the job done. So this isn't necessarily going to be suitable for every single job out there. But there's a lot of things that it will be suitable for. And if you are a worker setting up a profile, they're going to ask you what kind of type of experience do you have? Have you worked in a warehouse? Have you worked in sales? Have you worked in tech? Have you worked in restaurants? There's not a ton of employers or jobs on here. You should be able to find at least a couple of jobs per day in your area. If you live in a decent-sized suburb or a decent-sized city, it's not really flooded with jobs and things like that, but it seems like this is a newer company. I know there's certain YouTube channels that like extensively cover gig apps and ways to make money outside of a 9 to 5 job. I think there's some other apps and services kind of similar to this. I went ahead and set up a profile just because I was kind of curious, and I started looking at kind of jobs in my area. I think I saw 2 or 3 different warehouse jobs. I saw a couple jobs working in kitchens. I saw a couple jobs working at like arcades and things like that, like children's education places. I think there might have been like a couple like day camp type things. But it looks like there are at least a couple different jobs you can get each day. The shifts seem to be anywhere from like maybe 4 to 8 hours, with the pay ranging anywhere from, I don't know, say on the low end 75. Most of them I saw were like 120 to 225. Did the math on a number of these jobs. You're making anywhere between $17 and $30 an hour. I would say probably $17 to $21 kind of seemed like the average from what I saw. So I think I've kind of done a good job of kind of covering sort of kind of what this is and how it works. Let's do a quick run through of the website. Again, I would basically describe this as an Uber, but you know, what if you don't have a car? You can't drive Uber. This is something you could do. So let's see, you know, they really push kind of the hustle thing. They actually have a pretty nice dashboard where you can hunt for jobs. You have a profile. You can apply for jobs. You'll be paid out for any work you do within 72 hours. So, you know, this isn't like a typical job where you get a job and you got to wait a 2-week pay period plus the next period. You know, you might be waiting a full month to get a paycheck. Here, you're going to get paid out within 72 hours. You're paid out through Stripe, and this site is connected to your Stripe account. You'll be able to, again, you know, see different employers, see what the requirements are in terms of dress code, you know, background check, which can be done through the app, the times that they want you, what the job entails. And then you can either select to take these jobs or not take these jobs. There are some jobs that are quote unquote on demand, where basically you have to show up at a place and you may work, you may not work. Initially, I thought, wow, that kind of sucks. But even if you're not chosen to work for that day, or even if they don't wind up needing you, Bacon will actually pay you $15. So I guess if you have nothing to do and you don't mind if the day winds up falling through, you'll earn $15 and you can buy yourself lunch on them. You know, it looks like this is from the employer's end where they can pick their workers. And I think there's one more tab here, rate and pay. So I think that's kind of more for workers. Kind of the different industries, warehouse, transportation, events. I'm guessing like catering companies might use this. You know, my girlfriend's family runs a catering company. I help them out on occasion, and they're actually friends with a number of other caterers. And a couple times a year, I'll get a call like, "Hey, Johnny, man, like things fell through. Would you mind coming out and, you know, helping this catering event or bartending on a Saturday night?" And I actually kind of like it. I'll normally wind up earning, you know, maybe $150 cash under the table. Plus, if I'm bartending, I can normally make a couple $100 in tips as well. So that's really not bad at all. Oh, and here we got catering, cleaning, and general labor. 3 ways we're better than a temp agency. So it looks like this website is kind of more pitching Bacon for employers. Let's see, I think if there's a tab for workers. Okay, so this is Bacon for workers. Let's see, flexibility. You're in control of the shifts you work, so you can decide when you do work and don't work. Experience. Every job offers something new, so you can kind of gain some experience. If you're a high school or college student and you want to try out a bunch of different things and kind of see what do I like, what don't I like, is this an industry I would want to work in, I think this would be a great way to kind of get some experience or see what some different industries are like. If you know, this could be great for entrepreneurs. Maybe you want to start a catering company someday. Here's a way that you could work with a number of different catering companies, see how they operate, see how they work. You know, work with a couple different types of, you know, cuisines and things like that, and maybe get some ideas for how you would want to run your business down the road. Here we can kind of see available shifts. That's kind of what that looks like on the app. Apply to work. You know, you just click a button. You know, you're going to work at Sonic for $80 from 2 to 8. Let's see, what do we got here? Get paid quickly. So you're rated as a worker. I guess you're rated 1 to 5 stars. If you're rated 1 or 2 stars, they'll suspend you for, I believe it's 3 days. Second time, I think you're suspended for like a week or a month. And third time, you're booted off the app. Obviously, if you show up drunk, steal from the business, fight somebody, have sex with the boss's wife, you're suspended permanently. I guess you can level up. One thing I did notice, a lot of these jobs have like some type of like perk. So, maybe you'll make $115 for the shift, but then there might be like a $15 bonus or a $35 bonus. I'm guessing that's kind of to attract more workers. You can kind of level up as you get more experience on the app. They do have an affiliate program that pays, I believe if you refer a worker, you get paid $40 if they wind up working a shift and making at least $40. So anyhow, I thought this was interesting. Even though this channel is about entrepreneurship, a big part of this channel is making money outside of a 9-to-5 job, kind of doing your own thing, doing something in untraditional ways. A couple years back when I wound up selling my business, I didn't really know what the hell I was going to do with myself. I found myself just spending hours a day in the gym because I didn't have anything to do. I really didn't want to start another business right off the bat. I didn't want to go get a job. I was, freelancing a little bit, spending a lot of time in the gym, going to the beach a lot, spending some time with my dogs. But, I did see, I had plenty of money, but I saw, it kind of frustrates me when money's going out and money's not coming in. So here's a way that I could have worked, maybe 2-3 days a week, picked up a couple of shifts, kept a little bit of money coming in, and not really kind of been living off any savings or draining my bank accounts at all. If you are a van dweller, if you're traveling across the country, if you're moving around wanting to experience some different cities, but you don't really want to put down roots or get a full-time job, something like this could be great for you. So I think I've kind of ranted enough about this Bacon app. Again, I haven't personally used this app, so I can't vouch for how well it works, if there's any issues. Do they pay you out on time? But everything seems to be on the up and up. I've seen a number of YouTubers talking about this. It seems like kind of a cool concept, and I know not everybody wants to be an Uber driver, but there are people out there looking for some other ways to make money outside of a 9-to-5 job who maybe don't want to commit to a structured schedule that you would typically have with a part-time job. So I thought you guys might find this interesting. If you guys have any questions about this, drop a question or comment down below. If you guys have actually used this app, either as an employer or as a worker, I'd love to hear your guys' experience, so drop a comment, let me know what you thought of it. That's all I got for you guys today. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button below. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.